Or it's, ooh, where do they work? I'm sorry, ooh, you work at that company. I can get something out of that, right? So what they tasked me to talk about was not necessarily promotions, but more about how to career transition, right? How to get the job at the other company. And that's what I do is help people get the job at the other company, right? So there's two areas that I do want to focus on, and WIIFM are really relevant to those. One is your resume, two is networking events. So let's talk about networking events. We just talked about it a little bit. Most people and everyone in this room, at either subconsciously or consciously, whether it might have popped into your head, was where do they work? Am I interested in that? Like, ooh, what's their position there? Ooh, maybe this is a career networking deal, right? So maybe they can help me get a job. But that's the inner dialogue that's happening. And some of it's subconscious, some of it's not. If we're an employer, we're thinking the same thing, right? We're thinking, who is this? What do they do? I wonder, I wonder if they're good at Excel, because I need to hire an analyst, right? So your resume is the same way, because I look at thousands of resumes over the last 20 years. Literally tens of thousands of resumes. They all look exactly the same, for the most part. Because what happens is we get a job, and our first resume starts out, there's our university right at the top, and here's some of the barista and the server jobs that we've got under it, the university's top, right? Then we get a real job, we get an analyst job. And so then it's time to get another job, and we're like, okay, I just got fired, or they're not promoting me to senior, so it's time to put my resume together. So we ask ourselves these questions. We go, where did I work? Where do I work? What's the name of the company? What do I do? Financial analyst. And what are my job duties? And we take the job description that we probably applied to when we applied to that job originally, and we cut and paste the requirements of the job duties, and we put it right there on our resume. And then we get the next job, and all of that moves down, and we do the exact same thing. And it's duties and responsibilities, and that's it. And then at the top of the resume, we put our objective. What I want, what my resume wants, is I want a job. I want a job that's fulfilling. I want a job that's going to help me contribute. I want to contribute. It's all the things that I want is on the resume, right? So let me give you the alternative, and what I want to encourage everybody in here to do when you're at a networking event like tonight. I want you to change the inner dialogue to, instead of what's in it for me, I want it to be what's in it for her, what's in it for him. How can I help him? How can I connect you two? What do? You're oh my gosh, I just met somebody over here. You totally need to meet this person. Like that, I need to be a connector. I need to be someone that's like, I've been researching your company, actually. Have you guys thought about doing this? Are you utilizing this tool that could probably make you guys be more efficient? Right? I want to start providing value, right? Because what happens is 80% of the positions out there, statistically, about 80% of them are not posted, right? The higher up you go in an organization, the bigger that percentage gets. Almost at senior levels, it's almost 100% aren't posted. That means they're finding people some other way. How are they finding them? Here's what happens. The CEO of the company says, I need to hire a CFO, right? This guy's retiring, I need to hire somebody. The first question he asks himself is, who do I know? Right? Who have I worked with before? Who do I know that has value, that can do this job, that I trust, that I know I can trust to do it? And then if I don't have someone, or if I don't have a big enough pool to consider, then I turn to my team. I go, guys, who do we know? Who do you guys know? Who do you know who have you worked with in the past that you can vouch for? Right? Because I want to go with a known quantity if I'm the CEO or if I'm that hiring manager. Right? So how do you become a known quantity? Right? Networking here, right? Just somebody looking at your name tag, that's not a known quantity. Provide value, research their company. Come up with ideas on how they can be better, right? As an organization. Start becoming known for that. Use social media. Start posting relevant content that shows that you're an industry expert, that you're a subject matter expert. People want to hire subject matter experts, right? Your resume, real quick, needs to expand beyond duties and responsibilities. It needs to be results oriented, right? If you're going to pick a mutual fund to invest in, what are you going to do? You're going to pull up the internet, You're going to look at what their track record is. What is their previous results? And that's going to give you, that's one of the basic, that's a very basic way of doing it, but that's the only indicator that we have to determine whether or not that mutual fund is going to perform in the future. Your resume is the same thing. Your resume is your Morningstar report, right? You got to have it show your previous results so that that hiring manager will go, gosh, if she did that for them, I need somebody that can do that, right? So here's the quick exercise is go through all your bullet points on your resume. After each one, go resulted in what? And if you can come up with something that's quantifiable, that's good because you want numbers, right? Something that's quantifiable, that's real. It's not subjective. It's not a subjective trait. It's usually the summary at the top is he's a really hard worker and he's on time and smells nice, and it's all these subjective traits, right? We want results. We want to know what your future performance is going to be, and the only indicator of that is past performance. You got to tell them, because that's what's in it for them. It's not about you. It's not about you. It's about what you can do for them. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.